guys, happy stress busting Tuesday. I am outside with you today. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was dealing with children at home. So this morning, it is Tuesday morning. Happy Tuesday to you. Today I promised you that we would be talking a little bit more about things that we can do to help decompress and help de-stress. Good morning, Robin. So physical movement. I'm out here outside today with you. I'm taking you for a walk because I thought it would be nice to go for a walk, and hopefully I don't, walk into anything while we're doing this. So it's sometimes something that we take for granted, that movement is good for us, right? We've heard this over and over again, like get outside, go for a walk, you'll feel better. Well, there's actually some scientific evidence behind that. When you are moving your body, and especially when you're doing things that get your heart rate up to a pace where you're not necessarily huffing and puffing, but your heart rate is getting up a little bit, your brain is going to release endorphins. And if you're not familiar with endorphins, they are your new best friend. Endorphins are our natural feel-good hormone. So endorphins are what our body can help us, it helps us become more alert, it helps us feel better, we have better mood when our endorphins are pumping. And that's part of that whole adrenal system as well. So that's why when people are doing things like adrenaline sports, right? You hear people doing adrenaline sports. Why would they want to do adrenaline sports? Because typically adrenaline, we see that as a almost a bad thing, right? Because usually we associate that with being scared or something like that. But there is a reason for it. And the reason is that release of the endorphins, because it makes us feel good. But also it is when we are doing something like that, like an adrenaline sport, that causes us to be 100% focused on what we're doing. Like if you're climbing a rock wall and you slip, and you know you're going to be injured if you slip, you become super tunnel focused on what you're doing. You're really, really present in the moment. You have to be, right? Because you have to be completely aware of what you're doing and what's going on around you in order to stay alive. That's why adrenaline sports are so incredibly popular because they force us to be in the moment. Remember yesterday when we were talking about our mindfulness minutes and how being present is what makes us feel centered and balanced? It's because we are in the present moment, right? If we're in the present moment, like right now, look around. Look around your environment. I'm going to look around my environment. See? It's a beautiful morning. The sun is out. The birds are singing. It's all the cliches, right? But here's the thing. Right now, am I in any danger? No. Right now, am I sick? I don't think so. I certainly don't feel sick. Right now, am I starving to death? Absolutely not. Right now, in this particular present moment, everything's actually really beautiful. But I have to be in this present moment because it's very, very easy to project into the future and feel anxious or stressed. It's very, very easy to be looking back at the past and regretting something or feeling guilty. Right? But when I'm right here, right now is actually a really beautiful moment. In fact, I'm going to turn the camera around. Look at this beautiful day. And it's going to be hot today, so I'm lucky to get out walking now. When it's still a decent temperature, because here in Southwest Florida, it's going to be, I think 90 something today, even though it's March 31st. Good morning. So, movement is something as simple as walking. You don't have to do anything. Again, when you overcomplicate things, you will tend to not do them, right? When things are overcomplicated, that gives us an out. Oh, I don't feel like it. I don't want to do that. It's too complicated. Okay, you can walk, probably. Right? Or if you can't even walk, you can do other things for movement. Maybe you can move your arms. Maybe you can, do some stretches. But when you're moving your body, you're giving your body the opportunity to kick those endorphins out into your system. And they are a natural antidepressant that our body produces. So, when you are feeling particularly stressed out, when you are feeling, or even just your normal everyday life, as a preventative step, get out, go for a walk. Just 10 minutes sometimes can completely change your attitude because your body is allowing you to have those wonderful endorphins. I know that this works for me really, really well. I love being outside. I am definitely a nature girl. So for me, anytime I can step outside and just be a part of nature, even if it's only for 10 minutes, really, really helps me bring those levels down. So that's another bonus point for you. Just like yesterday we had a bonus point, today's bonus point is if you can do your movement outside in nature, you get an extra kick. They're actually doing all kinds of studies about this now. In Japan they call it forest bathing, which is really interesting to me that it's a cool term. And the idea with it is take off your shoes, feel the grass between your toes. I don't like to do that too much here in Florida because we have a lot of fire ants, so I can feel the grass for a very limited time before I feel the ants between my toes. But anyway, if you are outside in nature, we need this. Like we're starting to actually prove that human beings have to have some outdoor time. They have to have some connection with nature. It is part of our thriving. And we have become very, very disconnected from this, especially in the last probably 3 decades, I would say, where we've gotten so into our technology. And our technology is great. Our technology is allowing us to have this conversation this morning, right? But when that becomes our only focus and we're not getting outside and looking at the sky and feeling the air on our skin, hearing the birds and all that kind of stuff, when we're not doing those kinds of things, we start to lose color, literally. Our skin starts to lose color. Our circulation doesn't get the opportunity to move so much. That's why all these wonderful technologies like this that count our steps and remind us to get moving and all that. The reason why we even had to come up with a technology, here's again another technology, right? We had to come up with this technology to help us incentivize ourselves to get out and do stuff. Please, if you have an opportunity, and I know that some of you that are watching this may be watching this not in Florida. You may be in Boston or something like that where it's ridiculously cold right now. Maybe being outdoors today isn't your cup of tea, but even just sitting next to the window where you can see the outdoors for a little while and maybe just appreciate the beauty of, if you've got snow, appreciating the beauty of snow. And I know I'm in Southwest Florida right now, and that sounds maybe a little hypocritical, but I have lived in snow. And I know it's gorgeous if you have the right mindset, right? All those beautiful crystals, it sparkles, it's pristine looking, it makes everything really quiet. It's very enjoyable if you have the right mindset. So, movement. Here is your movement challenge for today. Your movement challenge for today is to set an alarm. Maybe you can use your mindfulness minutes alarm that you set yesterday. Use that same alarm to remind yourself to get up and walk around for just 10 minutes. Walk around the neighborhood like I'm doing right now. Walk around your house if you can't go outside. Walk around your house if you have children and you can't go outside without having to tag them along. Do something that helps you move your body and elevates your heart rate, and give yourself a fighting chance to feel better with your own natural brain chemistry. It's already built in for you, which is a beautiful thing. Now, there is another wonderful system in our brain that we can capitalize on to help us with this whole movement thing, which is part of the reason why this technology I'm showing you, it's not exactly a smartwatch, it's kind of a dumb watch, to be honest It doesn't have all the functions of like an Apple Watch, but it does count my steps and it does remind me to do things. So, but the point is, the reason why that technology is so popular is because it activates the reward system in our brain. Now, this is an added bonus. If you want to form a new habit of any kind, being mindful, creating movement in your body, eating healthy, all of these habits that you might be trying to form right now, you can use the reward system in your brain to help you create those habits. So like those alarms that we were talking about today and yesterday, setting up, those are a trigger, right? A trigger to start the habit, a trigger to put you in motion. After you've actually done it, you can use the reward system in your brain to have one more little reinforcement of that new habit. Now, there are lots of ways to do this. You can literally create yourself a little chart and put gold stars on it, like you did in kindergarten. There's a reason why they do that. Kindergarten teachers are smart, okay? So that reward system with the gold star on the chart, it actually works, even for grown-ups. So that's an easy one. Probably won't cost you anything, right? You can do that with a marker. You don't have to buy fancy gold stars. But there are also lots of things that we can use in our technology that is at our fingertips. Like, for example, my little watch here, when I get to my goal of 10,000 steps a day, it pops up with a little, it's not an emoji, but it's just like a little picture of a trophy, and it says goal achieved, and it buzzes on my wrist 3 times. So I know that I've achieved my goal for the day. That activates the reward system in my brain. And that makes me want to do it again tomorrow. And it's so silly, right? It's just a little thing on my watch. But it makes me feel good. I'm like, yes, I did this. So anything that you can set up for yourself that allows you to get that feeling once you've actually gone through the motions. And it doesn't mean you have to do it perfectly, but if you have done it, give yourself some props, because that is going to help you reinforce the new habit that you're trying to form. It's going to make it so much easier for you to actually create that habit in a way that is lasting, in a way where it really seriously becomes a habit. And once it's a habit, you don't have to think about it anymore. It becomes automatic, right? That's the point of a habit. So my parting thought for you today is, again, the challenge, which is get up 2 times today and walk around for 10 minutes or do something to move your body for 10 minutes. I know everybody's got like their gym memberships are suspended right now and all that stuff. I have some dumbbells at home that I do workouts at home with my little handheld dumbbells, just to make sure that I still have my muscle mass and all that good stuff. I could do that on my 10 minutes. You could do something like that. There's lots of apps that are available now, like Beachbody, and there's all kinds of stuff on YouTube. You could do a YouTube workout. There are lots of ways for you to still get your movement in, even though you're not, going to the gym. And let's face it, I've had at least one, maybe more, trips to the gym where I didn't do crap. I just went to the gym and I didn't really get a whole lot accomplished. So it's not necessarily the going to the gym that makes it happen. It's the movement, right? So make sure you're setting up your alarms today. Get your movement in there. And then I want you to, I'll put up a post just like I did yesterday. And I want you to reply to the post with what your action plan is for today. And then feel free to reply again later on to that post to check in with everybody and tell us how you did. Tell us how you feel. Tell us if it's helped you accomplish anything today. And if it has, I love to hear about it, because that's the whole point of this. I'm just trying to do my best to bring you guys a service. And please PM me if you have any specific questions. And I will see you again, bright and shiny, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. And I will also, by the way, I will be uploading this video to YouTube as well. So if you have friends that aren't in this group that you think would enjoy these videos, please share them. because my goal is to help as many people as possible. And I really want to put stuff out there that's helpful for you all. And if this is helpful for you, please let me know. And if it's not helpful for you, you can let me know that too. I'm open to constructive criticism. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today and working on our 5-day Stress Buster Boot Camp. And I will see you again mañana. Bye.